The Urantia book, section 1, the central and super universes, paper 31, and this is also the last paper of this section, which means we close off this section 1, the central and super universes. The next section of this Urantia book is the start and beginning of getting a deeper understanding of the local universe. All right. The title of paper 31 is The Corps of the Finality. The Corps of Mortal Finaliters represents the present known destination of the ascending adjuster fused mortals of time. But there are other groups who are also assigned to this corps. The primary Finaliter Corps is composed of the following: 1. Havona Natives, 2. Gravity Messengers, 3. Glorified Mortals, 4. Adopted Seraphim, 5. Glorified Material Sons, and 6. Glorified Midway Creatures. These 6 groups of glorified beings compose this unique body of eternal destiny. We think we know their future work, but we are not certain. While the Corps of the Mortal Finality is mobilizing on Paradise, and while they now, so extensively minister to the universes of space and administer the worlds settled in light and life, their future destination must be the now organizing universes of outer space. At least that is the conjecture of Uversa. So outer space level 1, have I come to understand, is in the making. The corps is organized in accordance with the working associations of the worlds of space and in keeping with the associative experience acquired throughout the long and eventful ascendant career. All the ascendant creatures admitted to this corps are received in equality, but this exalted equality in no way abrogates individuality or destroys personal identities. We can immediately discern in communicating with a finaliter whether he is an ascendant mortal, Havona Native, adopted Seraphim, Midway creature, or material son. During the present universe age, the finaliters return to serve in the universes of time. They are assigned to labor successfully in the different super universes and never in their native super universes until after they have served in all the other 6 super creations. Thus may they acquire the 7-fold concept of the Supreme Being. So our native super universe is Orphanton. And the capital of this super universe is Uversa. And the constellation that is part of this super universe is Norlatia Deck. 1 or more companies of the Mortal Finaliters are constantly in service on Urantia. There is no domain of universe service to which they are not assigned. They function universally and with alternating and equal periods of assigned duty and free service. We have no idea as to the nature of the future organization of this extraordinary group, but the finaliters are now wholly a self-governing body. They choose their own permanent, periodic, and assignment leaders and directors. No outside influence can ever be brought to bear upon their policies, and their oath of allegiance is only to the Paradise Trinity. The finaliters maintain their own headquarters on Paradise, in the super universes, in the local universes, and on all the divisional capitals. They are a separate order of evolutionary creation. We do not directly manage them or control them, and yet they are absolutely loyal and always cooperative with all our plans. They are indeed the accumulating, tried, and true souls of time and space. The evolutionary salt of the universe, and they are forever proof against evil and secure against sin. So this is a very interesting type of information, because in this world, in the life that you are now living, is also being recorded and seen if you are loyal, and the level of your loyalty. What does that mean? Are you a person that is participating with the rebels in this world, or are you a person that does everything to stay away from that, and that is doing its uttermost best to follow the path of the will of the Universal Father? And is doing everything to get a deeper understanding of how to survive in this world of rebellion, and also to understand that you are living in a world of rebellion, and that the rebellionists are doing everything to make sure that the majority of God's children will end up in rebellion. If you are not going along with this narrative, then the chances are there that you will be seen as the most, as a, you can say it as a person that is more trustworthy, because and also as a person not only more trustworthy, but also having a right amount of level of loyalty. And this, everything that we do in our lives, our path is being followed, everything is being seen and recorded. So on basis of this, at the end, they can see if they, because it also depends on what type of courses and learning trajectory you have to go through to eventually be proven of loyalty. So if they already can find levels of loyalty in you, that helps you tremendously. 1. The Havona Natives. Many of the Havona Natives who serve as teachers in the pilgrim training schools of the Central Universe become greatly attached to the ascending mortals, and still more intrigued with the future work and destiny of the Corps of Mortal Finaliters. On Paradise there is maintained at the administrative headquarters of the Corps a registry for Havona volunteers presided over by the Associate of Grand Fanda. Today you will find millions upon millions of Havona natives upon this waiting list. These perfect beings of direct and divine creation are of great assistance to the mortal Corps of Finality, and they will undoubtedly be of even greater service in the far distant future. They provide the viewpoint of one born in perfection and divine repleteness. The finaliters thus embrace both phases of experiential existence, perfect and perfected. So you're perfect, a level of perfectness, and then you have the level of perfected. And I truly have the idea that this is what is meant with be ye perfect as God the Father is perfect. Havona natives must achieve certain experiential developments in liaison with evolutionary beings which will create reception capacity for the bestowal of a fragment of the spirit of the Universal Father. The Mortal Finaliter Corps has a permanent members, only such beings as have been fused with the spirit of the first source and center, who, like the gravity messengers, innately embody this spirit of God the Father. The inhabitants of the central universe are received into the corpse in the ratio of 1 in 1,000. A finaliter company, the corpse is organized for temporary service in companies of 1,000. The ascendant creatures numbering 997 to 1 Havona native and 1 gravity messenger. Finaliters are thus mobilized in companies, but the finality oath it is administered individually. It is an oath of sweeping implications and eternal import. The Havona natives takes the same oath and becomes forever attached to the corpse. The Havona recruits follow the company of their assignment. Wherever the group goes, they go, and you should see their enthusiasm in the new work of the finaliters. The possibility of attaining the Corps of the Finality is one of the superb thrills of Havona. The possibility of becoming a finaliter is one of the supreme adventures of these perfect races. The Havona natives are also received in the same ratio into the corps of conjoined trinitized finaliters on Vice-Gerrington and into the corps of transcendental finaliters on Paradise. The Havona citizens regard these three destinies as constituting the supreme goals of their supernal careers, together with their possible admission to the Corps of Havona Finaliters. Then 2 gravity messengers. Wherever and whenever gravity messengers are functioning, the finaliters are in command. All gravity messengers are under the exclusive jurisdiction of Grand Fanda, and they are assigned only to the primary corps of the finality. they are invaluable to the finaliters even now, and they will be all serviceable in the eternal future. No other group of intelligent creatures possesses such a personalized messenger corps able to transcend time and space. Similar types of messenger recorders attached to other finaliter corps are not personalized. They are absolutized. Gravity messengers hail from Divinington, and they are modified and personalized adjusters, but no one of our Uversa group will undertake to explain the nature of one of these messengers. We know they are highly personal beings, divine, intelligent, and touchingly understanding, but we do not comprehend their timeless technique of traversing space. They seem to be competent to utilize any and all energy circuits and even gravity. Finaliters of the Mortal Corps cannot divide time and space, but they have associated with them and subject to their command all but infinite spirit personalities who can. We presume to call gravity messengers personalities, but in reality they are super spirit beings, unlimited and boundless personalities. They are of an entirely different order of personality as compared with solitary messengers. Gravity messengers may be attached to a finaliter company in unlimited numbers, but only one messenger, the chief of his fellows, is mustered into the mortal corps of the finality. This chief, however, has assigned to him a permanent staff of 999 fellow messengers. And as occasion may require, he may call upon the reserves of the order for assistance in unlimited numbers. Gravity messengers and glorified mortal finaliters achieve a touching and profound affection for one another. They have much in common. One is a direct personalization of a fragment of the Universal Father. The other is a creature personality existent in the surviving immortal soul, fused with the fragment of the same Universal Father, the third thought adjuster, or better said, the spirit thought adjuster. Then we go to 3, the glorified immortals. This is Ascendant Adjuster Fused Mortals compose the bulk of the primary corps of the Finality. Together with the adopted and glorified Seraphim, they usually constitute 990 in each Finality company. The proportion of mortals and angels in any one group varies, though the mortals far outnumber the Seraphim. The Havona Natives, glorified material sons, glorified Midway creatures, the gravity messengers, and the unknown and missing member make up only 1% of the corps. Each company of 1,000 finaliters has places for just 10 of these non-mortal and non-seraphic personalities. We of Uversa do not know the finality destiny of the ascendant mortals of time. At present they reside on paradise and temporarily serve in the Corps of Light and Life. But such a tremendous course of ascendant training and such lengthy universe discipline must be designed to qualify them for even greater tests of trust and more sublime surfaces of responsibility. So our faith, our belief, our trust will constantly be tested during our entire ascension career. And our loyalty also will also be constantly tested. Notwithstanding, and patience I get. So patience, trust, loyalty, mercy, and faith are being constantly tested during our ascension career. Notwithstanding that these ascendant mortals have attained paradise, have been mustered into the Corps of the Finality, and have been sent back in large numbers to participate in the conduct of local universes and to assist in the administration of super-universe affairs. In the face of even this apparent destiny, there remains the significant fact that they are of record as only 6th stage spirits. There undoubtedly remains one more step in the career of the mortal Corps of the Finality. But when we have taken cognizance of, and here call attention to 3 facts. 1, we know from the records that mortals are spirits of the first order during their sojourn in the minor sectors, and that they advance to the second order when translated to the major sectors, and to the third when they go forward to the central training worlds of the super-universe. Mortals become quartan or graduate spirits after reaching the 6th circle of Havona, and become spirits of the 5th order when they find the Universal Father. They subsequently attain the 6th stage of spirit existence upon taking the oath that musters them forever into the eternity assignment of the Corps of Mortal Finality. We observe that spirit classification or designation has been determined by actual advancement from one realm of universe surface to another realm of universe surface, or from one universe to another universe, and we surmise that the bestowal of 7th spirit classification upon the mortal corpse of the Finality will be simultaneous with their advancement to eternal assignment for surface on hitherto unrecorded and unrevealed spheres, and concomitant with their attainment of God the Supreme. But aside from these bold conjectures, we really know no more about all this than you do. Our knowledge of the mortal career does not go beyond present paradise destiny. And then 2, the mortal finaliters have fully complied with the injunction of the ages, be you perfect. They have ascended to the universal path of mortal attainment. They have found God, and they have been duly inducted into the Corps of the Finality. Such beings have attained the present limit of spirit progression, but not finality of ultimate spirit status. They have achieved the present limit of creature perfection, but not finality of creature surface. But not the finality of creature surface. They have experienced the fullness of deity worship, but not finality of experiential deity attainment. 3. The glorified mortals of the Paradise Corps of Finality are ascendant beings in possession of experiential knowledge of every step of the actuality and philosophy of the fullest possible life of intelligent existence, while during the ages of this ascent from the lowest material worlds to the spiritual heights of paradise. These surviving creatures have been trained to the limits of their capacity, respecting every detail of every divine principle of the just and efficient, as well as merciful and patient administration of all the universal creation of time and space. We deem that human beings are entitled to share our opinions, and that you are free to conjecture with us respecting the mystery of the ultimate destiny of the Paradise Corps of Finality. It seems evident to us that the present assignment of the perfected evolutionary creatures partake of the nature of postgraduate courses in universe understanding and super-universe administration, and we all ask, why? Why should the gods be so concerned in so thoroughly training surviving mortals in the technique of universe management? Then we go to point number 4, adopted Seraphim. Many of the faithful Seraphim, guardians of the mortals, are permitted to go through the ascendant career with their human wards, and many of these guardian angels, after becoming father fuse, to join their subjects in taking the finaliter oath of eternity and forever accept the destiny of their mortal associates. Angels who pass through the ascending experience of mortal beings may share the destiny of human nature. They may equally and eternally be mustered into this corpse of the finality. Large numbers of the adopted and glorified Seraphim are attached to the various non-mortal finaliter corpse. Point 5, glorified material sons. There is provision in the universes of time and space whereby the Adamic citizens of the local systems, when long delayed in receiving planetary assignment, when they may initiate a petition for release from permanent citizenship status, and if granted, they join the ascending pilgrims on the universe capitals and thence proceed onward to paradise and the corpse of the finality. Proceed onward to paradise and the corpse of finality. When an advanced evolutionary world attains the later areas of the age of light and life, the material sons, the planetary Adam and Eve, may elect to humanize, receive adjusters, and embark upon the evolutionary course of universe ascent leading to the corpse of mortal finaliters. Certain of these material sons have partially failed or technically defaulted in their mission as a biologic accelerators, as Adam did on Urantia, and then are they compelled to take the natural course of the peoples of the realm, receive adjusters, pass through death, and progress by faith through the ascendant regime, subsequently attaining paradise and the Corps of the Finality. These material suns are not to be found in many finaliter companies. Their presence lends great potential to the possibilities of high service for such a group, and they are invariably chosen as its leaders. If both of the Edenic pair are attached to the same group, they are usually permitted to function jointly as a one personality. Such ascendant pairs are far more successful in the adventure of trinitizing than are the ascendant mortals. And Edenic pair means that they are coming from Edentia. 6 glorified Midway creatures. On many planets, the Midway creatures are produced in large numbers, but they seldom tarry on their native world subsequent to its being settled in light and life. Then or soon thereafter they are relaxed from permanent citizenship status and start on the ascension to paradise, passing through the Urantia worlds, the super-universe, and Havona in company with the mortals of time and space. The Midway creatures from various universes differ greatly in origin and nature, but they are all destined to one or another of the Paradise Finality Corps. The secondary Midwayers are all eventually adjuster fused and are mustered into the Mortal Corps. Many finaliter companies have one of these glorified beings in their group. Then the Evangels of Light. Okay, that's a new group. The Evangels of Light. At the present time, every finaliter company numbers 999 personalities of oath status permanent members. The vacant place is occupied by the chief of attached Evangels of Light, assigned on any single mission, but these beings are only transient members of the corps. Any celestial personality assigned to the service of any finaliter corps is denominated an Evangel of Light. These beings do not take the finaliter oath, and through subject to the corps organization, they are not of permanent attachment. This group may embrace solitary messengers, supernaphims, seconaphims, paradise citizens, or their trinitized offspring. Any being required in the prosecution of a transient finaliter assignment, whether or not the corps is to have these beings attached to the eternal mission, we do not know. At the conclusion of attachment, these evangels of light resume their former status. As the mortal corpse of the finality is at present constituted, there are just 6 classes of permanent members. The finaliters, as might be expected, engage in much speculation as to the identity of their future comrades, but there is little agreement among them. We of Uversa often conjecture respecting the identity of the 7th group of finaliters. We entertain many ideas embracing possible assignment of some of the accumulating corps of the numerous trinitized groups on Paradise, Vice Jarrington, and the inner Havona circuit. It is even conjectured that the Corps of the Finality may be permitted to trinitize many of their assistants in the work of universe administration in the event they are destined to the service of universes now in the making. One of us holds the opinion that this vacant place in the corpse will be filled by some type of being of origin in the new universe of their future service. The other inclines to the belief that this place will be occupied by some type of paradise personality not yet created, eventuated, or trinitized, but we will most likely await the entrance of the finaliters upon their 7th stage of spirit attainment before we really know. Well, point 8, the transcendentalers. And then hopefully we are almost finished. The transcendentalers, part of the perfected mortal's experience on Paradise as a finaliter, consists in the effort to achieve comprehension of the nature and function of more than 1,000 groups of the transcendental super citizens of Paradise, eventuated beings of absolute attributes. In their association with these super personalities, the ascendant finaliters receive great assistance from the helpful guidance of numerous orders of transcendental ministers who are assigned to take the task of introducing the evolved finaliters to their new paradise brethren. The entire order of the transcendentalers live in the west of Paradise in a vast area which they exclusively occupy. In the discussion of transcendentalers, we are restricted not only by the limitations of human comprehension but also by the terms of the mandate governing these disclosures concerning the personalities of Paradise. These beings are in no way connected with the mortal ascent to Havona, the vast host of the Paradise transcendentalers have nothing whatever to do with the affairs of either Havona or the 7 super universes, being concerned only with the super administration of the affairs of the master universe. You, being a creature, can conceive of a creator, but you can hardly comprehend that there exists an enormous and diversified aggregation of intelligent beings who are neither creators nor creatures. These transcendentalers create no beings, neither were they ever created. In speaking of their origin, in order to avoid using a new term, an arbitrary and meaningless designation, we deem it best to say that transcendentalers simply eventuate the deity absolute may well have been concerned in their origin and may be implicated in their destiny. But these unique beings are not now dominated by the deity absolute. They are subject to God the ultimate, and their present paradise sojourn is in every way Trinity supervised and directed. Although all mortals who attain paradise frequently fraternize with the transcendentalers as they do with the paradise citizens, it develops that a man's first serious contact with a transcendentaler occurs on that eventful occasion when, as a member of a new finaliter group, the mortal ascender stands in the finaliter receiving circle as the Trinity. Oath of eternity is administered by the chief of transcendentalers, the presiding head of the architects of the master universe. Now we go into that, and 9 architects of the master universe. The architects of the master universe are the governing corps of the paradise transcendentalers. This governing corps numbers 28,011 personalities, possessing masterminds, superb spirits, and supernal absonites. The presiding officer of all paradise intelligence below the level. The presiding officer of this magnificent group, the senior master architect, is the coordinating head of all paradise intelligences below the level of deity. The 16th proscription of the mandate authorizing these narratives say, if deemed wise, the existence of the architects of the master universe and their associates may be disclosed, but their origin, nature, and destiny may not be fully revealed. So, we may, however, inform you that these master architects exist in 7 levels of the absonite. These 7 groups are classified as follows. 1. Paradise level. Only the senior or first eventuated architect functions on this highest level of the absonite, this ultimate personality, neither creator nor creature, eventuated in the dawn of eternity and now functions as the exquisite coordinator of paradise and its 21 worlds of associated activities. To the Havona level, the second architect eventuation yielded 3 master planners and absonite administrators, and they have always been devoted to the coordination of the 1 billion perfect spheres of the central universe. Paradise tradition asserts that these 3 architects, with the counsel of the pre-eventuated senior architect, contributed to the planning of Havona, but we really do not know. 3. The super-universe level, the 3rd absonite level, embraces the 7 master architects of the 7 super-universes who now as a group spend about equal time in the company of the 7 master spirits on paradise and with the 7 supreme executives on the 7 special worlds of the infinite spirit. They are the super coordinators of the grand universe. Then for the primary space level, this group numbers 70 architects, and we conjecture that they are concerned with the ultimate plans for the first universe of outer space. Now mobilizing beyond the borders of the present 7 super universes. 5. The secondary space level. This 5th Corps of Architects numbers 490, and again we conjecture that they must be concerned with the 2nd universe of outer space, where already our physicists have detected definite energy mobilizations. And then number 6, the tertiary space level. This 6th group of master architects numbers 3,430, and we likewise infer that they may be occupied with the gigantic plans for the 3rd universe of outer space. Well, this is all something that we will learn more about when we are going through our ascension career. 7. The Quartan space level. This, the final and largest corps, consists of 24,000 or better said 24,010 master architects, and if our former conjectures are valid, it must be related to the 4th and last of the ever-increasing last. They are sometimes making sentences and using words that takes out the rhythm of the entire information. It must be related to the 4th and last of the ever-increasing sized universes of outer space. These 7 groups of master architects total 28,011 universe planners on paradise. There is a tradition that far back in eternity there was attempted the eventuation of the 28,012 master architect, but that this being failed to absonitize. What a word. Experiencing personality seizure by the universal absolute. So he didn't succeed in shorter term said. It is possible that the ascending series of the master architects attained the limit of absonity in the 28,011th architect, and that the 28,012 attempt encountered the mathematical level of the presence of absolute. In other words, at the 28,012 eventuation level, the quality of absonity equivalated to the level of the universal and attained the value of the absolute. Well, moreover, probably in the local universe series that we will enter in next time. In their functional organization, the three supervising architects of Havona act as associate assistants to the solitary paradise architect. The seven architects of the super-universes act as coordinates of the three supervisors of Havona. The 70 planners of the universes of the primary outer space level are at present serving as associate assistants to the seven architects of these seven super universes. The architects of the master universe have at their disposal numerous groups of assistants and helpers, including two vast orders of force organizers, the primary eventuated and the associated transcendental. These master force organizers are not to be confused with the power directors who are germane to the grand universe. All beings produced by the union of the children of time and eternity, such as the trinitized offspring of the finaliters and the paradise citizens, become wards of the master architects. But of all other creatures or entities revealed as functioning in the present organized universes, only solitary messengers and inspired Trinity spirits maintain any organic association with the transcendentalers and the architects of the master universe. The master architects contribute technical approval of the assignment of the creator sons to their space sites for the organization of the local universes. There is a very close association between the master architects and the paradise creator sons. And while this relationship is unrevealed, you have been informed of the association of the architects and the grand universe supreme creators in the relationship of the first experiential trinity. These two groups together, made of transcendental values and master universe meanings. Number 10, almost the last, or the last. The last. The ultimate adventure. And know that you do not have to understand this immediate. This is nothing more than just information for your soul, so that when your soul goes into the next stage of ascension, it is not unfamiliar with the information that the soul then will hear. Because do not worry, when you go to the first mentioned world, we all are going to specific class where we are being taught all this knowledge in the most in-depth of in-depth. And then we get the in-depth of the most in-depth understanding of all of this. So this information is actually helping your soul to prepare your soul for the next stage on its path of ascension. So know that many people who are studying this information for at least 10 years are still experiencing that their human mind still is being boggled by the information, and sometimes is you can say overwhelmed. So do not worry. You don't have to know this in one day, in a week, in a month, in a year, or in one lifetime. It's this Urantia book is not just a book, it's a fifth epochal revelation, and this book prepares us for the next epoch that is coming. And this epoch could be coming when a trinitized son is coming, or a magisterial son is coming. And it could also be that one of the children of Adam and Eve is coming as with its partner. So there are many options, but one thing for certain is Jesus is not yet coming back. That will take some while, because the conditions on Urantia are not in such a harmonious state of beingness that Jesus can come back. And another thing, it's not in the order that Jesus is now coming back, because the natural order needs to be continued. After, actually, on Urantia the things already went a bit different, because normally after a material son and daughter, which is an Adam and Eve pair, if that is on a planet, if these are arrived on a world, when they have succeeded their mission, then actually a magisterial son is coming, and then could be a teacher son, or a paradise creator son that is finishing off its bestowal career. So stop going along with this Jesus coming back hysteria that is going on from generation unto generation, because Jesus is not yet coming back. And second, he never ever said that he would come back when the so-called end times were there. There's no evidence of this. He just has said, I will come back a moment. In a moment I will come back. And he will not come back because the entire circuitry of this world is not fully opened. Just a part of the circuitry is opened, not all. Because first, the entire Lucifer rebellion needs to be subdued completely. And this whole Lucifer rebellion that this world is in its last contractions of needs to vanish, or needs to be taken care of first. And that is why we go through all the things that we are going through, why we are going through all this political nonsense that is going on. This is all part of the you can say vanishing, perishing of the Lucifer rebellion. We are literally in the last contractions of this. 10. The ultimate adventure. So the senior master architect has the oversight of the 7 corps of the finality, and they are 1. The Corps of Mortal Finaliters, 2. The Corps of Paradise Finaliters, 3. The Corps of Trinitized Finaliters, 4. The Corps of Conjoined Trinitized Finaliters, 5. The Corps of Havona Finaliters, 6. The Corps of Transcendental Finaliters, and 7. The Corps of Unrevealed Sons of Destiny. Well, let us enter this in. This is really the last, thankfully. Each of these destiny corps has a presiding head, and the 7 constitute the Supreme Council of Destiny on Paradise. And during the present universe age, Grand Fanda is the chief of this supreme body of universe assignment for the children of ultimate destiny. The gathering together of these 7 finaliter corps signifies reality, mobilization of potentials, personalities, minds, spirits, absonites, and experiential actualities that probably transcend even the future master universe functions of the Supreme Being. These 7 finaliter corps probably signify the present activity of the Ultimate Trinity engaged in mustering the forces of the finite and the absonite in preparation for inconceivable developments in the universes of outer space. Nothing like this mobilization has taken place since the near times of eternity, when the Paradise Trinity similarly mobilized the then existing personalities of Paradise and Havona and commissioned them as administrators and rulers of the projected 7 super universes of time and space. The 7 finaliter corps represent the divinity response of the grand universe to the future needs of the undeveloped potentials in the outer universes of future eternal activities. We venture the forecast of future and greater outer universes of inhabited worlds, new spheres, peopled with new orders of exquisite and unique beings, a material universe sublime in its ultimacy, a vast creation lacking in only one important detail: the presence of actual finite experience in the universal life of ascendant existence. Such a universe will come into being under a tremendous experiential handicap, the deprivation of participation in the evolution of the Almighty Supreme. These outer universes will all enjoy the matchless ministry and supernal overcontrol of the Supreme Being, but the very fact of his active presence precludes their participation in actualization of the Supreme Deity during the present universe age. The evolving personalities of the grand universe suffer many difficulties due to the incomplete actualization of the sovereignty of God the Supreme, but we are all sharing the unique experiences of his evolution. We evolve in him and he evolves in us. Sometime in the eternal future, the evolution of Supreme Deity will become a completed fact of universe history, and the opportunity to participate in this wonderful experience will have passed from the stage of cosmic action. But those of us who have acquired this unique experience during the youth of the universe will treasure it throughout all future eternity. And many of us Many of us speculate that it may be the mission of the gradually accumulating reserves of the ascendant and perfected mortals of the Corps of the Finality, in association with the other six similarly recruiting corps, to administer these outer universes in an effort to compensate their experiential deficiencies in not having participated in the time-space evolution of the Supreme Being. These deficiencies are inevitable on all levels of universe existence during the present universe age. We of the higher levels of spiritual existences now come down to administer the evolutionary universes and minister to the ascending mortals, thus endeavoring to atone for their deficiencies in the realities of the higher spiritual experiences. But though we really know nothing about the plans of the architects of the master universe respecting these outer creations, nevertheless, of three things we are certain, and whom that we is we will finally find out later on. 1. There actually is a vast and new system of universe gradually organizing in the domains of outer space, new orders of physical creations, enormous and gigantic circles of swarming universes upon universes, far out beyond the present bounds of the peopled and organized creations, are actually visible through your telescopes. At present, these outer creations are wholly physical. They are apparently uninhabited and seem to be devoid of creature administration. Well, soon they will be populated because these worlds are not there without a reason, so eventually they become populated. 2. For ages upon ages there continues the unexplained and wholly mysterious paradise mobilization of the perfected and ascendant beings of time and space in association with the 6 other finaliter corps. 3. Concomitantly with these transactions, the Supreme Persons of Deity is powerizing as the Almighty Sovereign of the super creations. As we view this triune development embracing creatures, universes, and deity, can we be criticized for anticipating that something new and unrevealed is approaching culmination in the master universe? Is it not natural that we should associate this age-long mobilization and organization of physical universes on such a hitherto unknown scale, and the personality emergence of the Supreme Being with this stupendous scheme of upstepping the mortals of time to divine perfection, and with their subsequent mobilization on paradise in the Corps of the Finality, a designation and destiny enshrouded in universe mystery. It is increasingly the belief of all Uversa that the assembling corps of the Finality are destined to come and be some future surface in the universes of outer space, where we already are able to identify the clustering of at least 70,000 aggregations of matter, each of which is greater than any one of the present superuniverses. And as last, evolutionary mortals are born on the planets of space, pass through the Morantia worlds, ascend the spirit universes, traverse the Havona spheres, find God, attain paradise, and are mustered into the primary corps of the finality, therein to await the next assignment of universe service. There are 6 other assembling finality corps, but Grand Vanda, the first mortal ascender, presides as Paradise Chief of all orders of finaliters. And as we view this sublime spectacle, we all exclaim, what a glorious destiny for the animal origin children of time, the material sons of space. Alright, these 31 papers depicting the nature of deity, the reality of a paradise, the organization and working of the central and super universes, the personalities of the grand universe, and the high destiny of evolutionary mortals were sponsored, formulated, and put into English by a high commission consisting of 24 orphanton administrators acting in accordance with a mandate issued by the Ancients of Days of Uversa, directing that we should do this on Urantia 606 of Satania, and has nothing to do with what people think of this number. It is the last 3 numbers of the registration number of Urantia, and how Urantia is registered in Uversa and in Paradise. So in Norlatia deck of Nebadon in the year AD 1934. And this last paper 31 was presented to us by a divine counselor and one without name and number, authorized to function by the Ancients of Days on Uversa. And with this said, we have come to the end of section 1 of the Urantia book, whom I also see as travel guide. And again, you do not have to understand this in one day, in 1 week, in 1 month, in 1 year, or in this lifetime. This 5th epochal revelation is a travel guide to prepare us for the coming epoch. And this is why that those who are doing evil plans are in such a hurry with trying to do their uttermost best to finish off their agendas. Because in the top of the top of the top, there is a deep knowing that the next epoch is coming. And if this is the case, then this means that what I said before, the coming of a magisterial sun is reaching, which means then the coming of Judgment Day is lurking around the corner. Or what I said before could be teacher a Trinity teacher sons. My best guess is that we go to into the epoch of the magisterial sun. But Michael, Paradise Creator Son Michael, who is the master, sovereign and ruler of this local universe Nebadon, whom we know as Jesus of Nazareth, or Christ Michael, can also decide to have a child, one of the children of Adam and Eve, coming in to finish off what their parents were started. So that could be the case, or a magisterial son is on its way, or a Trinity teacher's son is on its way. But my best guess that one will take some while before that Trinity teacher's son can come back, because I have the idea that the spiritual level of the rest of humanity needs to grow first to a certain stage so that they can receive the Trinity teacher's son, because it's said Trinity teacher sons. Yeah, so they are coming in with the mission to teach the inhabitants of Urantia new ways of living, new ways of approaching each other, new ways of working in harmony with each other, new ways of how to live in this world and how to take care of this world, and teaching us new ways of being stewards over this world Urantia. And now we can see that the majority of humanity is not yet at that level. So I think that option will be future option, and that we can soon welcome, and soon that is in the time of course, the Paradise Creator Son Michael, whom we know as Jesus of Nazareth, who is the master sovereign ruler of this local universe Nebadon, decides what to do. He is the one who decides, not us. So it could be that we are now facing a period in which those whom are the descendants of the rebellionists are doing their uttermost best to fulfill their plans, which will not succeed. But this will be played out, because it has to be played out. Everything has to be done as it has to be done. And with this, the last contractions of the Lucifer rebellion comes to an end. And finally, this whole Lucifer rebellion, after a far too long time, because it is going on for several eons now, is finally come to an end. And we then can probably welcome a magisterial son, or maybe a child, one of the children of Adam and Eve, to finish off what their parents have started a long time ago. So that there is something going on, that is for definite sure. Otherwise, the ones who practice darkness and evilness are not in such a hurry to have their plans completed. And let them go into hurry. You know, let them do so, because we have an idiom that says, if you do things in uttermost haste, what happens? You stagnate. And it creates one obstacle after another obstacle. And what we are seeing is a dying race, so to speak, that is doing its uttermost best to fulfill the plans that Lucifer actually wanted to unfold in this world. Thankfully, never succeeded, and it shall never succeed. So that's the hopeful news that I may bring. And so stop participating in all what they are doing. Stop participating in following the news. Stop participating in having circulated all sorts of messages and warning people and whatever. This is the last phase that we need to go through as an entire human race. That happens when some family members are still staying stuck in rebellion. Then the rest of the family needs to go through all the stages of it. See, when a family, when there are some siblings whom are rebelling against their parents, see how that affects the rest of the family. And the rest of the family needs to go through that process. And know, please do know, that everything that we are facing and are going through on this planet, in this world, Urantia, is needed for our soul experience. We are building soul growth through all these experiences that we are going through and have to see. And for some people, these experiences are more dramatic than for others. And that probably has to do with the level of growth that some souls are already have gone through, so that we do not have to go such a dramaticness. So stop feeding what should not be fed. Try to, better said, buy yourselves a copy of the Urantia book 2 and start using your time in a constructive way, in a fruitful way, and go prepare yourselves for the next stage of your ascension path and get a deeper understanding behind that is laid behind all the things that are happening on Urantia. And if you start to understand, I must say, since I am going through this journey, I have let go of a lot of things, especially frustration. And because now I can understand better what is being really outplayed. And so I focus myself on these things that are producing soul growth and is really helping my soul to survive mortal life. And if you start reading the Urantia book, it's called book, it's a fifth epical revelation coming directly from God, because it is being written by a collective of celestial helpers, messengers, beings, Melchizedek's, morning stars, evening stars, Michael himself, or Jesus himself, but all of them are the outstretched arms of God the Father himself. So this is the revelation that people should be focused on, not the revelation described in the Bible. That keeps people off track and distracted and derailed from what they actually should be doing and preparing themselves for. So yeah, with this said, I want to say thank you so much for listening to this audio video, and I wish you a tremendous, beautiful, joyful day, and that everything that comes out of your hands will be tremendously fruitful, inspiring, and uplifting for your environment, for all those around you, and also for your soul and thus yourself. All right. God bless you.